So students, in the last class we have discussed about the deforestation. Deforestation, it means the destruction of the forest by the human beings to a large extent. So that is the destruction of forest, or that is the deforestation. Now the second which we are going to study is the afforestation. So this deforestation and afforestation, it can be asked in the form of short notes or short questions. So afforestation. For the purpose of afforestation, following two types of methods of forestry are practiced. First is the conservation or protective forestry. This includes the following three strategies. First is the conservation of reserve forests. These forests are the areas where our water regimes are located. For example, Himalayas and Western and Eastern Ghats together with catchment areas. They also include national parks, sanctuaries, sacred groves, biosphere reserves, and all ecologically fragile areas. In these areas, no commercial exploitation can be allowed. These areas, in fact, need protection from fuel starved villages and fodder starved by the cattle. So, the real goal of eco development conservation of reserve forests, it cannot be achieved without getting support from public, such as the Chipko movement, Honeybee network of Professor A.K. Gupta, that is AIIM Ahmedabad. So conservation or protective forestry. Now one of the method for the afforestation is to conserve the forest, or or protect the forest. So to conserve the reserve forest, just the reserve forest, or the this forest, we can say they are the areas in the Himalayas or Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats together with the catchment areas. These reserve forests, they will include all the national parks, sanctuaries, zoos, or we can say the biosphere reserves, sacred groves, and all ecologically fragile areas. So these can be conserved to a large extent. And in these areas, no commercial exploitation can be allowed. So no commercial exploitation or entrance of the we can say public or the villagers, it can be totally avoided. So in these areas, no commercial exploitation can be allowed. So even if there is the we can say the trees are cut, and if or if the hunters, they come and kill the tiger or the other animals, they are not able to, or they are actually, these hunters are legally uh, uh, they are legally, by law, they are legally we can say they are legally uh, uh, said to be opposed for these forest areas, to enter into these forest areas and collect the kill the animals and collect the huge logs of the woods from the trees by cutting the trees. So such type of the commercial exploitation, it cannot be allowed by putting forth some sort of the legal laws. So these areas, in fact, they need the protection from fuel. So particularly we can say that the forest areas, they should be protected from the fuels. That is, the villagers, what they do, they come into the forest and they cut the huge trees for the fuel purpose. Or the cattles, they release the cattles also in the forest area, so that they can feed on the green habitat or the trees, or on the fodders in the forest areas. So such type of the we can say exploitation can be stopped by conserving the reserve forest areas. So the real goal of eco development or conservation of reserve forest is that it cannot be achieved without getting support from the public. So the most important thing is that this eco development or these forest areas, reserve forest areas, they can be protected or secured. uh, they cannot be protected or secured without getting any sort of the support from the public, such as the Chipko movement and the Honeybee network of Professor A.K. Gupta, at AIIM in Ahmedabad. Then the Chipko movement. Chipko is a Hindi word which means to embrace or to hug. Hugging the trees is an age-old practice in the Himalayan region. In 1970, Gopeswar and some 20 villages of the Tehri Garhwal district of Uttar Pradesh were devastated by the flash flood in the Alaknanda river. This flood occurs due to deforestation and was an eye-opener for the villagers. So Chipko, as we will see that it is a Hindi word which means the to embrace or hug, and hugging the trees, it is an old practice since the ancient days in the Himalayan region. So in 1970, the Gopeswar and some 20 villages of the Tehri Garhwal district of Uttar Pradesh, they were completely destroyed due to the devastation of the flash flood in the Alaknanda river. So this flood occurs due to deforestation, and this flood it make an eye opening. It was an eye opening to show the deforestation due to the flood for the villages. So the people, mostly women, they started hugging trees whenever forest contractors tried to cut them down. So in this way that this flood which was seen in the from the Alaknanda river, the flood which was we can say spread in the nearby villages. So that was due to the deforestation. So this was an eye-opening issue. So the villages, women of the villages, they started to hug the trees so that the no one will come and cut the forest areas. So the people, mostly women, they started hugging trees whenever forest contractors tried to cut them down. This movement became very successful and was popularized all over the world by Sundarlal Bahuguna. Bahuguna presented the plan of this Chipko movement for the protection of soil and through ban on tree felling in the Himalayas at the meeting of UNEP, that is UNEP, that is United Nations Environment Programme, which was held in London in June 1982. According to him, every standing green tree in the forest is a sentry to protect us from avalanches and landslides, to save our soils and conserve our water. So in this movement, it was in at London, it was discussed that why forest is important resource for us, for the human beings. So the forest, they should, in the forest the ecosystem should be balanced, or there should be the ecological if the forests are there, it will show the balance in the nature, the ecosystem will be balanced, or there will be the ecological uh, balance in the nature. As well as we can say that if this forest, if they are cut to a large extent, it will show the destruction of the nearby villages, that is some land, sometimes even if there is some climatic changes in the nature, there will be the landslides and the droughts or the floods occurring in this area where there is the deforestation has been done. So for this in the forest, it was a sentry, as a forest is a sentry to protect us from avalanches and landslides, to save our soils and conserve our water. So Chipko movement advocates the slogan of planting 5 Fs, that is food, fodder, fuel, fiber and fertilizer trees, to make communities self-sufficient in all their basic needs. So the slogan of planting the trees in the forest areas, they showed to protect the 5 F's, that is the food, fodder, the fuel, fiber and fertilizer trees, to make communities self-sufficient in all their basic needs. Then second, limited production forests. These are less fertile areas at more than 1000 meters altitude with hilly topography A part of the annual growth may be harvested in a very careful and controlled manner so as to avoid soil and tree damage. Then the protected forest, production forest. Such types of forests lie on the flat land and are managed for high degree of production. Their working on scientific lines with proper logging methods does not pose the environmental problems. So by limited production forest or production forest, we are able to conserve the forest to a large extent, and this will not pose any environmental problems. Then second is the commercial or exploitative forestry. The basic aim of commercial forestry is to supply goods and services and meet the needs of local people for firewood, fodder, food, fertilizer, timber, fiber, medicines, etc. These forests also supply material for industrial purposes as timber of all types, plywood, matchwood, fiberboard, uh, paper and pulp, rayon, chemicals, etc. This can be achieved by intensive plantations. That is, this we can gain the forest as it supplies many material for industrial purposes like the timber or the plywood, matchwood, or the fiber board or paper and pulp or rayon. It requires intensive plantations. So to a huge extent, the plantation should be done. Captive plantations also should be done. So the intensive plantations, this type of forestry, it includes planting all the available land from villagers fields to commercial land to road or rail sites and every available space. For removing pressure on the natural forest, indigenous and or exotic species. Indigenous means some Indian species which are very easily available in our country, and or exotic species. Exotic means some foreign species of plants can be also used for plantation. So intensive plantations include two types of programs: social forestry and agroforestry. The first is the social forestry. Now what is social forestry? This type of forestry started with NCA, that is National Commission on Agriculture, in the year 1976. Social forestry predicts use of community lands, individual holdings and other public lands, denuded, degraded or the degraded lands for producing what the dependent rural and tribal communities need and for environmental purposes. There are two main objectives in social forestry. So by social forestry, which was started by National Commission on Agriculture in the year 1976, it was studied, or it was put forth, this social forestry was commenced in order to predict large number of the community lands or individual holdings or other public lands, and plant such type of the plants or the trees which are very much useful for the tribal communities in the nearby villages and also for the environmental purposes. So there are two main objectives in social forestry. First is use of public and common land to produce the firewood, fodder and timber, so that the villagers can enter into these areas, into these forest areas, and they can utilize the firewood or the fodder and timber in a decentralized way for the local poor men, and also to manage the soil and water conservation. And second, to relieve the pressure on conservation forests. This program has been mainly aimed for the poor villagers and the children who become involved in the intensification of nursery operation at village So this program has been mainly aimed for the poor villagers and the children who become involved in the intensification of the nursery operation at village level for multipurpose species for firewood, fodder, fiber, pole, fruit, etc. In our country, social forestry program became quite successful, particularly in Gujarat. Two systems are followed internationally: Chinese system and the South Korean system. The area under social forestry, it increased from 50 million hectares in first plan to 1524 million hectares in the sixth plan. So recently CBF, that is the Central Board of Forestry, has appealed to raise the forest yielding the wood and fodder on 40 million hectares of wasteland in the country. Such an effort would strengthen the economic system and release pressure on the Indian forests.